And hello, boys and girls. Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm actually doing something a little bit different today. I'm actually going to be doing a playthrough of Pokemon Blue. This will also be available on my Twitch, but I must warn you, if it's available on my Twitch, it will count as a rerun and will be noted as such. Now, the reason why I've decided to do Pokemon Blue over Pokemon Red, well, I have a physical copy of all three games, and usually I play Pokemon Red, but I figured today I do Blue. Now, I will admit, on my side, as I'm recording, it's black and white, but come editing, I'll be able to turn this specific bit blue. Really, I should turn this blue, then put the borders on, but we'll get round to that at some point. I will admit, I am new to the editing and recording aspects, because I never do these post-recording, so I am very sorry if there is a few hiccups here and there. I also tend to do a lot of impromptu and improvising when it comes to my videos, which may not sound like a professional thing to do, but it works wonders for me, and that's how I like to roll. Very briefly before I go into Pokemon, traditionally, all my rivals' names have been after my brothers, my older and my youngest one. And since I tend to alternate between the two, this playthrough is actually based on my younger brother. So it makes sense if I called him this. And obviously, we tend to use our initials because that's the easiest way to do. Now, the idea behind the series is that I have a few YouTube series that I want to work on. I have a League of Legends, The Life of A, insert name of the summoner. And then I also got Pokemon. Now, the idea behind Pokemon is that because it is technically an RPG, that should have been technically, by the way, but because it is an RPG, that means it'll be often it'll be something I will focus on once per session. So this session will be Pokemon. On my Twitch sessions, it will be 5.7 new threat mod. Great mod, by the way. I can't recommend it enough, but I do prefer the 1.5 mod rather than the 2.0, and that's because of the challenge I get with it, and also get the added goodies to it. I haven't been that far into it, but I am looking forward to seeing the upgrades nevertheless. Now, during the recording of this, I will admit there was some very weird things happening, which I'll go through later as I go through it. Now, originally, I was going to go for Bulbasaur and Squirtle. However, I always go for them, and truthfully, Bulbasaur is the easy way out, and Squirtle can take on Brock, so I was like, well, I want to go for Charmander, because that also means I can go through other Pokemon later. Now, the actual team I want to go for is Dodrio, Charizard, Weezing, and then 3 other Pokemon of my choice, which I haven't fully decided who I want yet. I do want a Magneton, because I have used Magneton in Gen 2. And for some reason, I actually forgot to take Charmander for some reason. Like, I was going to talk to Professor Oak, and I just forgot to accept Charmander as my Pokemon, and I don't know why. That might be because, pre-recording, I had to do this take a few times, so obviously I must have been on autopilot, so I do apologize for that. One of the weirder things I have noticed with this emulator is the AI, or the bot kind of thing, you know, the character controls, will always go directly in front of me, no matter which way I do. Whereas normally, my rival will take the spot of the empty place. Just a bit of, like, background processing for you. So, like, what I do in my video editing. Now, I will say real quickly, I actually adore Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow in terms of the sound effects and quality. Yeah, sure, it's a little bit outdated, but it works really well. And truthfully, this is why I kind of picked the game as well. Gen 2 is also a wonder as well. Now, on a technical level, real quick, the reason why I kind of spammed Growl in this game is because those who have the move Tail Whip is actually bugged. Not only does it cause you to lose defense, it also raises their attack power. I believe this is only a Gen 1 thing, though. I'm not entirely sure whether or not that's the same thing. Someone may know more than I would. I'm not entirely sure. But that's why I tend to use Growl, because you'll see in a minute that even with Growl and Tail Whip into consideration, he still does a fair amount of damage, and I was a little bit worried he might critical shoot me. So, and yes, I did say critical shoot, it should have been critical hit. But yeah. Oh, other than that, though, I didn't have much of a challenge with Squirtle. If I was, like, later on, maybe. And that's because of a weird glitch where, for those who don't know, and I'll be surprised if you don't know, in Pokemon Red and Blue, not too sure about Yellow, but Red and Blue, there's a thing where if you're up against a type that's weak to you, like, say, my rather have a Squirtle with Bubble, it will keep using the special move because that's what I'm weak against. Sometimes it won't always work though, like in the case of Ghost Pokemon, where if you were to use Psychic, it would work on it. And Psychic Pokemon are supposed to be weak against Ghost types, but because of a bug, Ghost moves do jack. Not that it matters because there's only 3 Ghost moves in the game even, and that's Dream Eater, Lick, and Nightshade. And Nightshade is basically like Seismic Toss, which deals damage based on your user level. Also, first Pokemon battle of the game, and it is a Rattata. Now, the one thing I don't know about this, by the way, I've been asking a lot of people this. Some people say Rattata, other people say Rattata. I don't know which of the two it is, so I'm only going to go by what the anime says, and the anime does clearly say Rattata in the first ever episode. So that will be the one I use. If it bugs people, let me know. Seriously, because it doesn't really bug me. I think this is a Pidgey. No, it's another Rattata. Okay. I think I fight a Pidgey a little bit later on, the first Pidgey of the game. I don't know whether or not I would want a Pidgey in this playthrough, but I do need a few Pokemon. Because I currently only have Charmander. I don't have any Pokeballs just yet. But I think the idea may be to get Pidgey. Get a Weedle, because I like Weedles in this game, like, for 2 reasons. One, when it gets to Beedrill and it learns Twin Needle or Pin Missile, it will kill Psychic types, and Bug, Poison, and Grass, I should point out. So, Pokemon like, I don't know, say, Weeping Bell, Oddish, that kind of thing, they will do quadruple damage because of how Bug Pokemon used to work back then. But the problem is, there's only 2 attacking bug moves. One's Pin Missile, one's Twin Needle. But Beedrill will be my mid-level Poison, Bug, Psychic Buster. Because of the stab move that Beedrill gets with Twin Needle, on top of it being a 2-hit move, and then going against Psychic types, it will be like a glass cannon against it. But if the Psychic Pokemon is quicker than Beedrill, then I'll have problems. Also, I tried to do this, where I try to go over the ledges in the hopes that I can skip the battles, and it works sometimes. So when I get to Pallet Town, on that ledge, I gotta try and avoid the trainers, but other than that, sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't. The other reason why this video is short is so I know what to do in terms of the process, because I don't normally do these sort of things, and I also got a load of voice recording to do, because I've got like 3 League of Legends videos to do. But as the weeks and days go on, these videos will be a lot more better in terms of production and quality, and also in terms of me potentially not being as impromptu and rather more professional. I haven't fully decided. But no, this is something I have been looking forward to ever since I got a PC. And ever since I got an emulator, I've decided, why not stream a Pokemon game? Because that's something I actually liked as a kid. And I figured if there was any Pokemon game I wouldn't mind replaying for the audience, it would be Pokemon Red and Blue. I decided not to go with Yellow because Yellow had Pikachu, and although that would be like a hard mode, there is a Mankey that has low kick, so I decided with this, because Blue does not have Mankey, so therefore I could actually work with this. On this note though, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you have a wonderful morning, day, night, wherever you are, and have some pleasant gaming experiences. But until then, have a fantastic day.